Did your narcissist make promises about your future that never quite came true? Promises that aligned exactly with what you were looking for? They seemed like empty promises at the time because you waited and waited for them to find the answer and fulfill these promises. But all of that could have been future faking. My name is Tracy Malone, and today we're going to explore what is future faking, why narcissists deploy this tactic, and how it keeps us hooked. What do we do about it, and how does it hurt our future? When you were asked why you stayed, of course, there are so many reasons, but future faking could be one of them. Future faking is a manipulation that's based on a grandiose, elaborate lie. Yay, we get another way that they can lie to us. They can gaslight us and smear us and false allegations, and now they can future fake us. It's such a good thing. Future faking steals time and it steals your future, causing regrets that later, when the promises don't get met, can leave the victim devastated over the loss of time. And, eventually this disappointment and shock can actually cause PTSD. The narcissist mirrors your dreams and sells you a fake future and repeats the promise so often that we actually believe it. Let's look at some examples of future faking. And let's see if any of these happen to you. I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, repeatedly. I want to believe people. I have that inside of me that I believe and trust people. I just didn't know people could lie and fake your future. So let's look at some of these individually. The first one I want to talk about is relationship future faking. We're going to go through work, relationships, and a whole bunch of other different scenarios, but I want to see if any of these happen to you. The first one I'm going to say is, I want to marry you. So for me, 3X used to dance to that song, I Want to Marry You, and snap his fingers and point at me and snuggled with me. This is his dream. It kept the light of hope burning and kept me hooked for years that he was serious. Another way it can sound is, one day when we get married, we will blank, right? Think about that. Have you heard that one? Sometimes just the promising of a ring, or actually taking you to a store to look for rings, or telling your children that you're both going to get married. Future faking scam like keeps you in limbo as you wait. And as soon as you're tired of waiting and set a boundary, they go right back to the love bombing and false promises. Another one that's really popular is, I want to have children with you. Talking about baby names and how they would raise them. And I can't wait to teach our son to play basketball. All of those are building a dream. And that's where the elaborate lie comes in. It's not just, I want to have kids one day. No, I want to have kids with you. And let's name it this. And when this happens, will be blank, right? They are building up an elaborate lie that keeps you hooked. Just like me with 3X going, oh, he wants to marry me. He's singing the song and snapping his fingers. It was just a lie. How about this one? I want to buy a house with you. This can happen when they take you out looking for homes or poring over real estate sites to pick out the perfect home together. Didn't come true for many people. How about, I want you in my life forever? We're twin flames, we're soulmates. No one's ever been this perfect for me. I can't imagine my life with you. Everything that you want, like, and aspire to be is now being handed to you on a silver platter. And everything you want is such in alignment with them that it feels too good to be true. We talk about this in the love bombing stage, but this can continue throughout the entire relationship if they're just continually promising you things. How do you walk away from that, right? For those of you with the travel bug, I want to travel the world together. It sounds so wonderful because you want to travel the world and you always wanted a partner to do that with you. They might get books on the places and convince you that that's where they always wanted to go. Now, there's a difference here. If you've got a poor narcissist, they often use this, I want to travel the world together, but they didn't say that they wanted to pay for travel. So if they're the poor narcissists that are using more people as the con man or woman, then they're going to insist that you pay for the trip. They just can't afford it right now, but you're the one they want to do it with. And then you get on this like luxurious, amazing trip and they ignore you the whole time. That is future faking, and we have to learn to identify it and see it for what it really is. Another one that's very popular is I want to financially take care of you, right? It sounds so sweet, but it leads to financial control and dependency. Like, you don't have to work, I'll take care of you. This tactic stops the progress of a career, the saving for a 401k, the no job history, and no social security building, all of which will paralyze you if the relationship doesn't last. So, um, another way it can sound is when my parents die, we'll be set for life. And if you actually stayed and they do inherit the money, they'll probably cut you off and never share the inheritance with you. But they've gotten you to be their slave for however many years that lasted, right? Another one is I want to start a business with you. Like, you start to invest in them because, well, they don't have the money to do it right now, but if you could just let's start off, you invest and then you'll get your money back in the end. It sounds like a great idea, but it's just another manipulation. They're building something. Sometimes they'll use that. I want to start a business with you, but they'll find you clients for whatever you do, and then they'll want a commission or something. It becomes just a horrific nightmare when you are talking about your future and your business and your money. Let's see. There's another way that they future fake you, and that is when you are trying to leave. You're done. You just don't want to do it anymore. So how it sounds is, I'm different now. I'll do better. I'm a new man. I'm a new woman. Okay, I won't go out as much. I will improve blank. Whatever you were looking for them, they will suddenly start to do, or at least promise to, right? If you haven't gotten married yet, they may be pushing you to give a date. This is all in response to the fact that you're like, I'm done, I want out. Well, now all of a sudden they come rushing back with the future faking promises. If they are not paying their way in your relationship and you're doing all of the heavy lifting as far as the finances go, they could very well promise, oh, I'll start paying my way, I will give you money towards the bills. This never happens. So let's look at how future faking happens at work, because it happens all the time. Bosses promise raise, promotion, partnerships, keeping you really working hard towards that promotion. But you become the most dedicated employee after all these years of hearing this, but it never really happens. And so you're either forced out or someone else gets the job and you're sitting there going, wait, I've just wasted all these years being the best employee that I could, and they take it from you. This again keeps the victim from career growth, wasted years, very much like the relationship one, wasted years. If you've given this company 20 years waiting for the promotion and then it never happens, that's always very painful. Now, family members can also future fake. Inheritance hooks are so often used as a promised elaborate story that keeps on getting repeated. Education is also another really good future faking tool. They'll pay for college if you, parents will try to alienate the children from the other parent by making financial promises to the children, cars, phones, or even this one. This could be your in-laws or your parents. No need to save for retirement. When we die, you'll inherit all our money. Future faking keeps you focused in this fake future while you let the things that are happening right now sort of slide. This makes them not accountable for the sins of the abuse that they're doing now, so their goal is achieved. Looking back, most people say that they were being sold a dream, a promise that kept them stuck. Ask yourself, was this a dream or a nightmare? So you're probably wondering why they deploy this tactic. Well, it works. If it didn't work, you wouldn't be hooked. And for those that it didn't work on, that gave up, they saw through it earlier than we did. It keeps us hooked. Their agenda is really clear. They're going to analyze your wants and dreams. They're going to create a script that hooks you into the promise, and they're going to reinforce this over and over and over. This demands loyalty and devotion, or the dream is gone. So you better comply and do all the things, or else the dream is going to get sucked out from under you. So you're sitting here living this world and this life, waiting for this moment when it all gets out there. So how does it keep us hooked? It keeps us hooked because it's a false story that you've been fed over and over. And again, it becomes accepted as the truth. To the victim, it all seems so real. And the intermittent reinforcement creates a cognitive dissonance, which keeps us trauma bonded to them. So what do we do? Well, we learn to understand and recognize this as an abuse tactic. We need to know our truth, and we need to slow things down. Don't allow yourself to get swept off your feet with false hope. If you slow it down and they get angry, red flag and bullet dodged, you will see that this was a false promise because you're calling them on it. Ask yourself, how many times does a promise have to be repeated without action? Set dates for them to comply with the promises. And if they don't comply, make a decision that I'm not waiting here. Don't fall for the future faking. I'll take care of you, no matter how good it looks on paper, because I coach so many people that have given up their careers, their life, their passion, and now they've got to start all over again. You've lost all those years. I lost 10 years from my career when my husband told me he would take care of me and I didn't have to work. Sounded like a great idea, but at the same time, my future was what was affected there. The last thing that you need to know is to hold them accountable. Get something in writing if you can. See how fast the truth will get exposed. If they get angry that you're calling their bluff, another dodged bullet, red flag. This is Tracy Malone from narcissistabusesupport.com. Please visit my website if you're looking for more information on narcissistic abuse. And have a nice day, and I will see you soon. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do, right below. Thank you.